Hey everybody, welcome. It's that time of year again. About every 6 months, what I do, for those of you new to the channel, I just kind of go through and talk about where my collecting is going. What's prioritized, what isn't. And usually I do it with this visual aid. It helps sort things out, helps you understand what I'm talking about. And this one might get a little confusing because I was thinking about it and like, ooh, what about this? What about that? Yeah, okay. So, alright. Let me explain. You know, I got figures representing my priorities. This is Action Force, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, WWE Wrestling. Kind of a catch-all for nostalgia bait, I guess. NECA, Jada, those guys. They all fit into this category. Masters of the Universe, both Masterverse and Origins. Is of course Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe. And Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe were tied at the bottom last time. So, what's changed in the way I view collecting? Well, there's a lot. Might as well get this one out of the way early. He-Man and the Masters Universe. Now, I've always been a casual fan of He-Man. I'm really only in on the cartoon collection, so I'm going to just set him over to the side there. He's not gone, but not as high on the totem pole. It's like, I'm going to get Merman from the cartoon collection, maybe Evil In, and that might be all. It's hard to say. I'm not interested in any other Masterverse. I've gotten the Man-at-Arms Masterverse. That's where I wanted to end at, unless they do an Orko. Orko's kind of like the iffy. Orko's sort of the oddball in this one. So, nostalgia bait here. Gonna move out of the way. Again, nostalgia bait. Yeah, I don't know. It worked on me for a while, but there's only so many ways you can get me. I looked at the Prey, Predator. I almost started to buy some Predators, and then I went, nah. They were upping the prices and lowering the accessories. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So you lost me, NECA. But right when you had me, you lost me. Still debating the Thing McReady. So not out of the picture yet, but on the edge of leaving. Okay, that said, gotta move WWE over, because the new game in town just came in and won me over. That being Savage Crucible. Great line. Blew me away. I am going to put them pretty much tied with AWOC. So they're really going to stand right here. And I mean, it's going to be a two-way split on those two, because those, and again, I'm not getting everything, but they have my attention. So there's that. Then, I'm trying to think of a good representation for this one. And this might be it. Okay, so there is another one that's kind of getting a lot more attention, and I'll use this for it. 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe. This is kind of gaps in my collection. It's like stuff I've either had to sell or I lost. And most of it extends, it's not vintage stuff. It's like from 2000 up. There's some things I had to sell off, or I lost it through some way or means, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this back. I'm gonna find this and get it back, and you know, look for good deals, of course. DC Universe Classic kind of fits in that category, but kind of doesn't, because I'm hesitant to grab those. It's a really weird thing. Okay. This next one is another tough one because there's no hard and fast rule on it. But this is kind of a fantasy era thing, and these are usually higher end. I'm trying to think how to explain it. I'm not following any of the storylines these toy lines are doing. I'm not gravitating towards them. I mean, they're okay, but I'm kind of doing my own thing in my own head, and these guys are just, you know, it's when I see them and then when I like them, I'll grab them. If I think I'm going to like it, I'll grab it. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother. Is that a bit convoluted? Maybe. But in the ranks of priorities, it's really close to WWE. When I see, you know, if I like it, oh yeah, that's going to be mine. And yeah, I'll pay a little extra for it. But it's not that often. It's like very hit and miss. But this is not a listing of what I buy the most of necessarily. Because, you know, here's Marvel Legends, kind of in the back, but I bought quite a bit from what they've released. Why? Because they released some good shit. And they released it at a time I was able to get it. But, you know, Danny Keach Ghost Rider. There's Power Man and Iron Fist. There's that retro Iron Man wave. You know, like the non-Iron Man characters is what I want out of that. The, yeah, you know, the Zabu wave. I mean, a lot of good stuff that I'm intending on grabbing. But again, overall, there's a lot there I can skip. And, you know, again, that list of names, which I need to redo that list of names because they've released almost everything. I'll tell you what I'm waiting for. I'm kind of waiting to see if they release Man-Thing, like rumored. If they do, yeah, it's going to be tough for them to get my attention after that. That's like the top, you know. Silver Surfer, I got a good deal on, so. Yeah, then they announced they were re-releasing, but I got it. You know, and the same thing with G.I. Joe Classified. Keep saying I'm done with Classified. Well, I should amend that. When I say done, I mean there's some figures I want from Classified, but they've been announced, they're on pre-order, so now I know I'm getting those. But it's the stuff coming up after that, Nemesis Immortal and that shit. I got no interest in that. So I'm thinking about all the characters I really would love to have. And it's like, yeah, okay, nah. You know, Dial Tone maybe. I mean, it depends on what he looks like. You know, it's a lot of maybes in there. Put these two kind of on the edge of the... This is what I should have done with Star Wars Black Series, because, you know, with the caveat, you know, Black Series, if I see it for sale on clearance, kind of fits in this category too. These kind of outlier categories that are like, yeah, but nah. So I'm having to double up some of this just to get the visual representation. Yeah, that's not kosher or anything, but you see where things in my mind are going. Much more to the independents. Much more. There's still some names I want in the wrestling sphere, and they are coming out, so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that there. I know, like, when Hall and Nash were announced as Ringside's collectible exclusives, boom, without hesitation. Without hesitation, I secured my set. Prime example right there. Again, these hole fillers, this is one that I missed back in the day of the 50th anniversary. easy to do because of the way that was done. TRU exclusive, how often I get to TRU. When it was open, not often. So, you know, yeah, I missed a lot of those. This is case by case. I mean, but when I see it, I will grab it. You know, when I get the opportunity, I will grab it. Again, it's like I'm going beyond what's been announced on this to what's been rumored, or even what's okay. The name only reveals on G.I. Joe. I'm going to, and then the you know, what's rumored on Marvel Legends is where I'm basing this on. That could change. In fairness, I should probably put Marvel Legends with what I'm buying from them, probably right in front of AJ. But at the same time, I'm looking way far ahead rather than back. And there is a point. It's like I bought so little from the animated X-Men wave, 2 each wave, and like I barely wanted them. It was just like certain holes in the X-Men I needed to fill, like Nightcrawler. Perfect example. What else did I get from that? The Goblin Queen. Perfect example. Bishop. Perfect example. I mean, it was just those figures that, you know, I need that character. And boom, got it. And that's all I grabbed. I had no interest in the greater ones, and you know, I did get the Wolverine eventually, but I really just wanted to compare that Wolverine to the other animated series Wolverine, which I'll have a video on that soon. It's pretty interesting comparison, but overall, this is how I see things lining out. I would also put in this category some of the newer 1/18 scale Strike Force Alpha, Callside Longbow, Delta 17, Operation Recall. I'm getting into those very slowly. When I do find them, I'm like, ooh, yeah. So I would put that in there too, because that seems to be building up my 1/18th Army figures. So yeah, and that's where the most of the focus is. There's a couple of Star Wars items. There's one specific Star Wars item I don't want to tell you. I just got it yesterday. It's really freaking cool. Thank you to a certain YouTuber who kind of, his presentation of it kicked me in the ass to go get it and finally replace that in my collection. It was lost in a house fire, and I decided I wanted it back. So there we go. Alright, so this is it. We got Series 5 coming soon. We got some more stuff coming from AWOC and some more stuff coming from Savage Crucible. Obviously, those are priorities to me. You know, yeah, there's a lot of Joe and Marvel Legends priorities, but overall as lines, I'm trying to push them back. Of course, I kept saying I wasn't going to get this dude. And, you know, every now and again, you change your mind. That's fine. It happens. I don't see me changing much on Masters of the Universe. I've been watching what's coming out, and it's like, nah. And NECA, I mean, don't fault me on this, because I mean, I've been watching their stuff, and I'm like, going, I don't see anything I like. That doesn't mean I don't buy stuff. I bought something on clearance that I'll have a video on about soon, and I was very shocked by, but you know, not going out of my way for it. So yeah, this is a good wrap up of my collecting priorities right now. So thank you for watching. Don't forget the YouTube stuffs, and you guys take care, okay?